to the block. I was raised on watchful eyes. Cold wind in the winter air, still I keep my head high. House is real on my tongue, like a name that don't break. Every scar in the city, still we move with no shake. Boots on the ground, hear the heavy step. Boots on the ground, we ain't done yet. Hands to the sky. When the pressure rise, we stand up tall, no fear in our eyes. House of Israel, House of Israel. We built this life from the dust. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Detroit heart, we don't give up. House of Israel, House of Israel. Say it loud, let the whole block know. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. That's how we move, that's how we go. Faded lines on my work shirt, gravel on my soles. I've been carrying this vision through the heat and the cold. Every block got a testimony, every wound got a name. If the night try to fold us, we come back in the flame. Boots on the ground, hear the heavy step. Boots on the ground, we ain't done yet. Hands to the sky. When the pressure rise, we stand up tall, no fear in our eyes. House of Israel, House of Israel. We built this life from the dust. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Detroit heart, we don't give up. House of Israel, House of Israel. Say it loud, let the whole block know. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. That's how we move, that's how we go. Let it roll, let it rise, through the rain, through the fight. If they try to bend our names, we still shine in the night. One sound, one line, one people, one fire. House of Israel, take it high, yeah. House of Israel, House of Israel. We built this life from the dust. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Detroit heart, we don't give up. House of Israel, House of Israel. Say it loud, let the whole block know. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. That's how we move, that's how we go.
Trust in someone, ain't nobody, why you sitting in my lobby? The angel said, don't tell nobody. It's getting kinda spooky how you find me. Your savior told me that you need to listen. These people that you heard of ain't my children. Be careful who you choose to put your trust in. Be careful who your friend, they just doing a bit. The angel looked at me like, aren't you worried? I told the angel no, cause I know you got me. No, I'm not in a rush, no need to scurry. The angel smiled at me and said, go spread your wings. Peace I leave with you is the peace I give. Now as a world give it, I give. Let not your heart be troubled. Never let it be afraid. Oh, peace I leave with you is the peace I give. Now as a world give it, I give. that you heard of ain't my children. Be careful who you choose to put your trust in. Be careful who your friend, they just doing the bit. The angel looked at me like, don't you worry. I told the angel no, cause I know you got me. No, I'm not in a rush, don't need a story. The angel smiled at me and said, go spread your wings. Peace I leave with you, it's a peace I give. Now I ask the world, give it, I give. Letting out your heart be trouble. I'll never let it be afraid. Oh, peace I leave with you, it's a peace I give. Now I ask the world, give it, I give. Letting out your heart be trouble. I'll never let it be afraid. Oh, alright, peace I leave with you, it's the peace I give. Now I ask the world, give it, I give. Letting out your heart be troubled. I'll never let it be afraid. Oh, peace I leave with you, it's the peace I give. Now I ask the world, give it, I give. Letting out your heart be troubled. I'll never let it be afraid. Oh,
Go, we on up.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. All praises due to the Most High God, Yahweh. By way of his magnificent son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. Ashar Shabbat Shalom. I hope everybody's having a blessed Shabbat. I pray all my family as well. You know, Satan's not hindering us from doing anything. We give honors to our elders, Priest Sabbath and Elder Torah, who've been putting their brick in for 30-something plus years. And now it's time for us to put our brick in. But today, this subject, which I'm going to touch on, this is a tough subject. Not just tough, it's a touchy subject. Because it's about attitudes, bad attitude. A lot in which our nation, not just our nation, our people, and things we picked up from other nations. Especially Eve. They picked up a lot of bad attitudes. You could tell when you go into a store and the receptionist, if she's Eve, you could tell she has a bad attitude. You could tell. But it just didn't start there. This always started from, in the Bible. It tells us about, some of our people who had bad attitudes and what was the outcome of them that had bad attitudes. So today I am your host, Micah Allah. Who was my swordsman for today?
God, Shalom, but apart from HOI Chicago.
God. Oh, praises. Brother from Chicago, let's go. So let's start off with First Ezra chapter 1 and verse 2.
God. God. This right here is the book of First Ezra, chapter 1 and verse number 2. Having set the priests according to their daily course, being arrayed in long garments in the temple of the Lord.
Right? Arrayed in long garments. Let's jump down to 21.
God. This right here is the
Now,
book of...
Salakia. Salakia real quick, King. See, this man here, this king here, he was a righteous king. Righteous, great over all Israel. But even the attitude that he had, even the attitude, because sometimes we want to go outside and we see things happening to our people. You want to intervene. Your attitude pops up. You can't do that to my peoples. You can't do this. We can't do that. Nah, I don't want to see that. I'm a prime example of that. When I first came into this truth, and I started to understand it, before I even came to HOI, I started to learn wear my garments outside. I seen brothers arguing with an Eve, and he smacked her. She had about 2 or 3 kids with her. He smacked her, and I went over there and knocked his lights out. And she was so happy, she gave me a hug and a kiss. She was so happy that I did that. But me not understanding why he was doing that. I didn't understand that. But the Most High had always put it in my spirit to be a protector. That was always my number one job. I got 5 women and 1 son to protect. So when any Eve come out their mouth telling me any other kind of thing, you can't tell me anything about a woman, how she's supposed to act, and who's supposed to protect her. They can't tell me not a goddamn thing. I've been here for 35 years doing this. Protecting women. And raising them to be righteous women. Constantly. It don't matter if they know how to, my little one is getting her goddamn gun license. That doesn't matter when this time comes. It doesn't matter. I trained them to be fighters. It doesn't matter when that time comes in that day. Because if you have a bad attitude, you're going to get dealt with accordingly. Let's bring that out, Mighty King.
God, this is the book of First Ezra, chapter 1 and verse number 21. Yea, all kings of Israel held not such a Passover as Josias. And the priests and the Levites and the Jews helped with all Israel that were found dwelling at Jerusalem.
Right. So this Passover was one of the greatest Passovers ever. It probably could even rival Solomon's Passover. Probably. This is how great this Passover was. Let's continue.
God. God. In the 18th year of the reign of Josias was the Passover kept.
Continue.
God. Verse 23. And the works of Josias was upright before his Lord, and with a heart full of godliness.
Right. See, his heart was full of godliness. One of the most righteous kings we ever have. One of them. And they don't speak too much about this young man, this great king. They don't speak too much about him. We don't know all the other acts of war that he has with other nations out there. Defended his people and keeping his mind on the Most High. But that's the one thing I want you to show that's important. He's keeping his mind on the Most High, righteous King. But even us, of the righteous, when we go astray, we also have to pay for when we go astray. Let's continue.
God. Verse 24. As for these things that come to pass in his time, they were written in former times, concerning those that sinned and did wickedly against the Lord above all people and kingdoms, and how they grieved him exceedingly, so that the words of the Lord rose up against Israel.
Right. You see that? So what you go out there, you are eschewing evil from your people. You are eschewing this evil. Because the Most High words is in your heart. But even though you are eschewing this evil, you can't go overboard. Stay on track. Stay on this long, hard course. Let's continue.
God. Verse 25. Now, after all these acts of Josias, it came to pass that Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, came to rise at war at Charmis upon Euphrates, and Josias went out against him.
Right. So now he going out against them because you going against the Euphrates. Who's in the Euphrates? Who's over there across the Euphrates? That's Ephraim, Northern Kingdom. We going to fight for our brothers. That's the same like I was saying, go down the street. You going out there, you see a brother get into a bit of construction or a bit of confliction with somebody else, and you don't know what your brother has done to start that affliction. Some of us just jump blindly in and get your behind beat right along with your brother. That's the will of the Most High. Because maybe that was a judgment on him for whatever the hell he's done. Whatever he's done. I'm giving you a little quick story. My uncles, one of my uncles, was doing this to a Benjamite. This is like maybe a couple of decades ago, as I'm hearing. So, you know, he was on drugs. He kept stealing from the Benjamites. Back in them days, we called them yardies. So he kept stealing from them, things like that. And he got beat a couple of times. And of course, my pops and his brothers, they came out to go defend him. Right? And they told him why they did it and what happened. It was a judgment. He kept stealing from him. So they warned him not to do that, you know, chastise some things like that. Next thing you know, he does it again. So this time, he ends up missing. And they found him all chopped up because he continued to keep doing it. So, dealing with that, you know, the conflict goes back and forth with that. They take care of business. One of my uncles go to jail for a long time. And one of them stayed down to continue, you know, taking care of their little ones. But again, see, that's the whole point. You went to go help one of your family members who was doing the wrong damn thing. And he had a judgment against him. You was warned once, you was warned twice. Israel always have to be warned. Always. And they always go against it. You always go against it, the warnings, thinking that nothing can happen. Some of you might lose your life, or some of you might take heed to it. In this case, he didn't take heed and he lost his life. And we, being the protectors that we are, we go out there to fight for our own, whether they right or wrong. and then we get judged. Now one of them is doing time, decades, for defending somebody that was wrong. Let's continue.
God. Verse 26. But the king of Egypt sent to him, saying, What have I to do with thee, O king of Judea?
Right? What do I have to do with you? I don't want no smoke with you, no problems. I have nothing to do with you, nothing. Why are you coming out against me? Continue.
God. Verse 27. I am not sent out from the Lord God against thee, for my wars is upon Euphrates, and now the Lord is with me. Yea, the Lord is with me, hasten me forth. Depart from me, and be not against the Lord.
Right, so now he's warning them. Be not against the Lord. Be not against your Lord. Your God sent me to go take care of this business over here for him. I'm the hitman for your God. He's using me to go punish some of your people over here who are violating. Let's continue.
God. Verse 28. Howbeit, Josias did not turn back his chariot from him, but undertook to fight with him, not regarding the words of the prophet Jeremy speaking by the mouth of the Lord.
Right, so now you're not listening at all. Your attitude, your pride and your attitude is taking over. It's taking over now. Now you don't want to listen. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it no more. Let's continue.
God. But joined battle with him in the plains of Magadu, and the princes came against King Josias.
Now I know plenty of y'all out there back in the world. Y'all been out there and y'all defended somebody in your family who was going off as hell. I know y'all have. I know y'all have. Because Israel is what? A battle axe and weapon of war. I know y'all have. Whether it was right or wrong. It don't matter, don't put your hand to my cousin. It don't matter, don't put your hand to my brother. It doesn't matter. We've done this. Not knowing that they are the ones bringing the judgment of the Most High God. We didn't know that back then. But now we know. Let's continue.
Then said the king unto his servant, Carry me away out of the battle, for I am very weak. And immediately his servants took him away out of the battle.
Right. So now he's been injured. He's been injured. And that probably happened to a couple of us out there fighting for somebody else. We got injured. Not injured to where we lose our life, but we got injured out there to where we couldn't defend or fight properly anymore. Let's continue.
Then gat him up upon his second chariot, and being brought back to Jerusalem, died.
Right.
And was buried in his father's sepulchre.
Khan, you see that? He lost his life for trying to think that he's doing the right thing by protecting his what? One of his family members that was going off. One of his nation brothers, one of his brothers of the nation that was going off. He went out there to protect them. The Most High didn't tell you to go do that. He didn't tell you to go do that. But you went out there to go do that. And now you lost your life. That goes for a lot of us that goes out there and we do battles. I can tell you plenty of war stories going out there fighting for other people. Not even my own, for other people. And I'm the one coming out with a scar. Scar on my eye, scar on my nose, scar on my back. I'm the one coming out. Even though I put in the work, all praise to the Most High. He gave me the strength to overcome, but still, I went out there defending wickedness. Defending wickedness. And I got judged for it. I'm just thankful I didn't lose my life defending people who were full of wickedness. Let's read the next verse. I think you're on mute, King. Can't hear you. Shalom. Did the brother get kicked out?
Shalom, Mark, I'm back. Salaki, that was on me.
Oh, come on. There we go.
This right here is the book of First Esdras, chapter 1, and verse number 32. And all the jury, they mourned for Josias. Yea, Jeremy the prophet lamented for Josias. And the chief mans with the women made limitations for him unto this day. And this was given out of an ordinance to be done continuously in all the nations of Israel.
Right. So now, a Muriel. That's just like how we used to do, we do today when one of our loved ones have passed. You know, we hold a Muriel form, and not just a Muriel, we have a that day where we'll celebrate their existence. We will celebrate their existence. And that's what they have done. So let's jump down to 34. Can't hear you, King.
God's lucky. Putting them back down again. Let me see.
Come.
This right here is the book of First Esdras, chapter 1, and verse number 34. And the people of Jokuz, the son of Josias, it made him king instead of Josias, his father, when he was 23 years old.
Right, continue.
Con. Verse number 35. And he reigned in Judea and in Jerusalem 3 months. And then the king of Egypt deposed him and reigning in Jerusalem.
Right, so now he's getting rid of this king. I think, I don't like this dude. I don't like this dude. The Most High put the spirit on him to get rid of this dude. Why? Why? See, one thing we have to understand, well, we probably understand now, but to all the other listeners, when these things happen to you, it's the judgment of the Most High. Something we're not doing right. that we're not getting the blessing. We block our own blessings. Blessings he want to give us, we block them ourselves by not seeking him for advice, but doing things on your own. God forbid you turn wicked. God forbid you do a wicked deed. That means the punishment is going to be worse, especially on us that know the truth and that keep his statutes and laws and keep the faith of Hamashiach Yahweh. Let's continue.
Go on. Verse 36. And he set a tax upon the land of 100 talents of silver and 1 talent of gold.
Continue.
Verse 37. The king of Egypt also made King Joachim, his brother, king of Judah and Jerusalem.
Now, the reason why I chose this also, because it's dealing with Egypt. And where are we now? Spiritual Egypt. This is where we at now. And who's setting the taxes on us? Who's doing these things? So remember, we was brought here because of our disobedience. We was brought here. So since we was brought here for our disobedience, we have to adhere unto these guys with their laws. We have to pay taxes, just like he did here unto Israel. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 38. And he bound Joachim and the nobles. But Xerxes, his brother, he apprehended and brought him out of Egypt.
Continue.
Verse 39. 25 years old was Joachim when he was made king in the land of Judah and Jerusalem. And he did evil before the Lord.
And there it is. There it is. He did evil before the Lord, and he got judged. So now you have a king who's done evil and got judged in front of the Lord, and you have a king who was righteous, and he got judged for the Lord worse than the king that was doing evil. Because Josiah lost his life, and he was a righteous man. And this was one of his brothers that reigned instead of him, and he did evil in front of the Lord. And he was taken out. I don't mean he was taken out like they took his life. No, he was taken out of rulership. So that's to show you the harsher judgment that we have for being righteous when we go against the Most High God, when we know better. When we know better. Your judgment is harsher for you when you know better and you decide to ignore it. Your judgment is serious. So we got brothers out there saying that these Gentiles, right, that they could take hold of the covenant. Now, granted, we're going to teach them. Of course, we're going to teach them. All the hewers of water, drawers of wood, all this nonsense. But do they get the same punishment that we get when we go off? None of them has answered that question yet. They don't get the same. I don't care what stranger that was in the gate that was with us out there, and when hewers of water, drawers of wood, I don't care which one it was out there. Did they get the same kind of judgment that we got when they went off? No, because they didn't make the blood pact that you made with the Most High God. They did. We did. We did. So that's something we have to understand when they try to say that, well, not we, but they have to understand that no matter how much they become out hewers and drawers of wood and water, they didn't get punished for breaking the laws. We did. Nowhere in the scripture it tells you or shows you that the strangers that was joined with us got punished for breaking the laws. It was always Israel. And they try to use that against us when we go out there to teach our peoples and to bring up the word to the Most High. And they are going to get the same judgment that Josiah is going to get, has gotten. So let's go down here to Genesis chapter 16, verse 3. Yeah, you went off again, Mighty King.
Oh God, it's like I was on me loud.
Oh.
This right is the book of Genesis, chapter 16, and verse number 3. And it states, and Sarah, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram, and dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
Right. So now his rib took their handmaid and gave it to her husband to be a wife. Now, since all these women over here talking about, oh, the spirit of the foremothers is back on this earth, then how come the spirit don't have you doing such things like this for your husband? Let's make that make sense. That's what anyone claiming to be Judah for anybody else out there, make that make sense. Let's continue.
Con. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
Look at that. There go the bad attitude and the hate from Eve. From Eve. That's the bad attitude and the hate. Let's continue.
Con.
Hold on, Salakia. So Sarah was happy. She didn't care that he was sleeping with her because she gave him to be his wife. She didn't care about that. That wasn't the problem. That wasn't the problem at all. The problem is here is that now she conceived and had a child. That's what the problem is. Because she couldn't have a child. So she gave him the wife, she gave him her handmaid to wife, and she had a child. That was the problem. Oh, you conceived before me. But that's what you gave him there for. That's what you gave her there for. And that's what a lot of our sisters and women out there have a problem with to this day. That's one of the main problems they have out here to this day. Since y'all claim that y'all moving in the spirit of the righteous sisters out there, that's what your problem is. I told you this subject is going to be touchy. Very touchy. Let's continue verse 5.
Con. And Sarah said unto Abraham, my wrongs be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee.
Look at that. Look at that. She wasn't worried about giving her unto him to wife. But the whole thing was, after he wiped her, he had a child by her. And she despised that. So who knows how bad she was treating her? The attitude, the nastiness. We can see, like I said, we can see that every day when we go into these stores, and not just these stores, walking down the streets, how Eve has a nasty attitude. The black woman has the nastiest attitude out of all the people on this earth. The black woman. To the point where she's on YouTube talking about if you got a black man or black baby boy, you need to get an abortion and get rid of him. Who the heck is you to be telling somebody that? You was made by a man. The man has an X and a Y chromosomes. He has that. You can't make that. But you on YouTube running your mouth talking about you have a baby boy, you need to abort him. Give him away or something like that. Even her nasty attitude. And you wonder why. You wonder why your own men disrespect you. You wonder why. You wonder why you get into a whole bunch of problems and no man comes out there to help you. You wonder why. Look at your attitude. Evaluate yourself. Let's continue.
Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thy hand, to do her as is pleased thee. When Sarah hardly her,
There's no king. I guess the brother be back. There you go.
but said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as is pleased, as is pleased. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face.
Right. Because of your attitude and your hatred now. Your attitude and your hatred. Because no matter what, she has now become one of your sisters. And you despise her. This was your sister wife now. You despised her. Like a lot of y'all do out there right now. Because you think that she might get a better blessing than you. Or she could fulfill the needs of your husband. Or she probably doing them better than you. You despised her. Continue, King. To the brother give back. Genesis chapter 16, verse 7. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. Why is she fleeing from her face? Because of the bad attitude. A bad attitude. And your bad attitude will cause you to sin. Verse 9. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. So he's telling us to deal with this. To deal with the cruelty of a woman. No man wants to deal with the cruelty of a woman. No man. Not even your own women. Not even your own sisters. They don't want to deal with that. But a lot of you have that attitude and that style, and you bring it out. To the point where I don't even understand why some of y'all even have hair wraps on your head. Why do you come into this truth knowing that you still have hatred for your sisters? Why? Why? That don't make any sense to me. Saying this go for the brothers. Why would you come into the truth and hate your own brothers? Why? Verse 10. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, and that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hands will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. So that shows you right there again, that no matter how much we are out here with these Arabs, who are the descendants of Ishmael, they are still our brethren. It doesn't matter if they weren't called. Because we know he said in the seed of Isaac, his people will be called. And this man right here has every hand against him. You go over there to the so-called Middle East and see how they react to you. You can see how that is in some of these corner stores, some of these bodegas, how they react to you. They try to talk your language, they try to act like you, but deep down inside, they despise you. So now they got all the other nations' hands are against him. And he is against them. Who's the wild man? Who goes out there? They even made a game after him. A game after him. Army of two. And they had a whole bunch of Israelites running around with bombs on their chest, running towards you, not giving a damn. They would kill you right along with the show. This game is called the Army of Two, and this is what Esau has done. Let's get Genesis 23, verse 10.
Come back up.
Come.
Come on. Come on. This right here is the book of Genesis, chapter 23, and verse number 10. And it states, and Hebron dwelt among the children of Heth, and Hebron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of his children of Heth, even of all that went at the gates of his city, saying, Nay, my Lord, hear me. The fields give I thee, and the caves there is therein. I give it thee in the presence of the sons of my people. Give I it, bury thy dead.
Continue.
Con. And Abraham bowed himself before the people of the land. And he spake unto Hebron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there.
Right? So,
God, Slakia.
this brother here, yeah, Slakia. This brother here, he didn't want Abraham to have it in such a way. And Abraham bowed down himself to this man. Bowed down himself to this man. This is just to show that there was Hittites before us. So we're gonna do another part to this pretty soon. I already have it down packed. So this is just a quick class, real quick. Just a quick class. Let's jump down to Genesis 25, verse 1.
Con. This right here is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, and verse number 1. And it states, Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah.
Continue.
Con. Verse number 2. And she bare him Sarim and Joshka and Medem and Midian and Ishbak and Sha'an. And Joskim begatted.
All right, Shalakia. We're not even going to do all those names. We're not even going to do all those names. So we could jump down to 5.
God, verse 5. God. This right is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, and verse number 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
Continue.
God. But until the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country.
Right, so he gave these gifts unto his other sons and sent them on their way. Now, why he sent them on their way? It's because of what? The attitude of his wife. The attitude of Eve. You think Abraham wanted to send his sons away? No. I don't think no man wanted to send his sons away. So we're going to get One more, and then we're gonna close it out. I know it's a quick class, but I do want to continue with. I have a whole lot to do, and for us to get on. Let's get let's get down to Genesis 25, verse 27.
Genesis 25 and verse 27.
Shalakia. Matter of fact, let's get Sirach chapter 10, verse 6.
God. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, and verse number 6. And it states, bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all injurious practice.
Right? Bear not hatred towards your neighbor. Your neighbor is your sister. Your neighbor is your brother. Do not keep that attitude, that anger towards them. Do not. Did the Most High keep his attitude and anger towards us? No, he has not. So who are you to continue to keep acting like that? My beautiful and mighty people, you need to wake up. You need to stop treating each other with such harsh and anger and wickedness. Get out of your damn feelings. Get out of it. Man up. Woman up. You want to be a righteous nation, a righteous people? Then do the righteous acts and believe in these righteous words. All praise to the Most High God, Yahweh. Come on. So now, I'm going to get the prayer out. And Lord willing, I can continue this Tuesday or Thursday, Lord willing. My beautiful people, turn to the east. Towards Jerusalem. Abanawa Sebashamayim Quadash Haya Shimka Yahawa Malafaka Taba'a Warazaka Haya Isha Bashamayim Netanawa Lakom Kaldawun was a Lachnawa Tabawachnawa Kazalachlainawa Wala Nayabanawa Banesanaya 1 a ball Hawashinawa Mayan Rai Laka Kaya Hamalakwa Wahala Wahata Paraf Lai Yum Yum Amen. Shema Yasharala Yahweh Allah Hayinawa Yahweh Aha Shema Yasharala Yahweh Allah Hayinawa Yahweh Aha. All praise to do to the Most High God, Yahweh. I know it's a touchy subject, but somebody, damn it, got to do it. All praises. Hey, King, when you're ready, you can close it out with that last song.
Yeah, Ashiar, the Super Warriors anthem. HOI to the chariots fly. The 300 and Gideon's army. The tribe of Manasseh, Asher, Zebulon, and Naphtali. Ghetto music in the slums. Spitting prophetic lyrics to the warriors' drums. We the Super Warriors. warriors, the most high's messengers. Hillary Clinton, we are not super predators. Greeks are the freaks and the enemies, and the destruction of Nicanor killed by the Maccabees. The 300 men together with Gideon up against the army of soldiers of 1,000,000. The Lord is a man of war, he's the bravest. Slaughterhouse rock with a sword, King David. The Bible's like a gun, the words be the bullets that be gunning. Till apologetics start running. Many men want to come against the small remnant, but the spirit of the Most High come to represent. Rock Yasharala Abadawa through his thing like Joshua. Conquered, defeated the 5 kings, the chosen mighty men fighting the last days. We the super warriors, we coming out to play. We coming out to play. We the super warriors, we coming out to play.
I see you quick and eat up like you think you're better than me? You're mistaken. I come from a pedigree seed. I smash walls, break walls. I come out in great wars. Slay whores with guillotines and break jaws. The tide tennis y'all suckers drop to the floor. The birds eat the body parts that's left on the shores. The smell of dead bodies, putrid air and fresh sores. All from the words of Yah, his great sword. You said bad things, it rains, but it pours. The blood reaches horses' bridle from the floor. He shoots at the so-called eagle when it's sore. Prepare to beat like the beast on all fours. Idiot, you woke the bear when it snores. Prepare for the lion of Yah, cause he roar. The heathens won't listen cause they stuck in condition. But they stuck in tradition, they the only competition. And but no evidence, we his only opposition. Down his legs, but the devil can be pissing.
You gotta choose life, you gotta walk in the truth and never lose sight, or get your crew sniped. Don't get left cause you ain't moved right. Put your spirit in the sky like a jet blue flight. I don't lose rest due to stress, views and likes. You can have success or friends, you decide. You can't have the two combined, cause your friends turn to enemies when they can't walk in your shoes and shine. If you confused, let me renew your mind. Snakes being above their head, but I could look into Medusa's eyes. I wipe the tears of a lonely cry. That's why crews get fried, trying to cross me and get crucified. These rules apply to you fools who try to school the wise. If you arise, you'll be mutilized when Judah slide. Like fireworks, I bring forth the Julies. They used to shoot the 5, now they use the 9. That's how Y ends, get down in NY.
House of Israel. HOI till chariots fly.